What if the problem isn't that you care too little? What if the problem is actually that you just care about way too many things? What people think about you, how you appear, looking successful, acting a certain way, being perceived a certain way, comparing yourself to others. And what if that is really what's making you miserable? That's what the book, The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, is really trying to convey. That a lot of people care so much about everything, and I can definitely relate and have been guilty of this at times where why why wouldn't you care about what other people think about you, right? Like your impression of others and how they see you matters to some degree in one's own success, but we are really the ones who get to choose all of that. And the way that this book is trying to market itself is at times a little edgy. They try to show themselves off as like this anti self-help book, and in some ways it's very genius. A lot of people who would not normally pick up a book would probably be attracted to this book. And I think it does get like a bad rep by people who haven't actually picked up the book, because like once you actually start reading through the content, uh, it becomes very clear that it's not telling you to care about nothing. It's telling you that you need to value your time, pick the important things, because things are always going to come, things are always going to be due, you're always going to be pushing. And if you care about every little thing, you're going to live in this state of urgency and fear and anxiety, which is going to burn you out, and you're going to be exhausted where it's easily avoidable. Once again, like you're the one who gets to choose. So making the right choices and choosing the important things is really what this book is trying to show you more than anything else, and it does a great job at doing so. It's very blunt, very to the point. It doesn't waste a lot of time beating around the bush. And once again, right, it's like this draw for people who haven't really picked up a lot of books, especially a lot of self help books, or are like a little more worried about how reading a self help book would be, right? Let's say, especially for men who are looking for like a more masculine quote unquote book to not feel judged. This clearly is marketing for those types of people. But, right, don't judge a book by its cover, as they say. Like, just because something is marketed a specific way doesn't necessarily mean the content within it is any less brilliant and any less well researched. I'm sure this book has helped plenty of people, especially just from that different perspective, right? There's not, let's say, that many edgy anti self help books out there in the first place. That's another benefit of the blunt language as well, is that the book, cuts through all of that BS. It doesn't try to sugarcoat this fantasy version of self help to you. Uh, right? It gets right down to business. A lot of people are trying to like be a certain way to be like a professional athlete or actor or singer, and yet so many people just have these hopes and dreams and aren't willing to sit down every day and start pursuing these different goals that they have in mind. Like, it's important for us to avoid bad values, and most of those values go back to like popularity and just like caring what people think and like being liked all the time by every person you interact with. When in reality, it's like a changing spectrum, and for the most part, worrying about it and choosing, right? You choosing to worry about it is just going to make you more miserable in the long run. And a lot of it is taking responsibility, right? Like, you choosing is you being responsible. And a lot of people aren't ready to handle that responsibility. And a lot of people at every age aren't ready to handle that type of responsibility. right? Leadership, to be honest, is in short supply. So having the ability to just like choose and stick with your choices and take accountability for those choices is scary for a lot of people. So this book once again is trying to be like, hey, like it's okay to make choices and it's okay if people don't like you for making those choices. It's better to make those choices and pick those few important choices and continue to push forward rather than like getting stuck in this analysis paralysis overwhelming state where there's just so much going on all the time that you just burn out and have no more emotional thread left and just like shut everybody out because of it. And failure is part of the process. It's always going to be, and you just have to get over it, right? You have to stop caring about it. And it is one of the hardest things to do. Hopefully you had the ability to like push yourselves, right? The younger the better, but if you haven't, you know, start now, right? The best time to plant a tree is today, uh, considering you missed 20 years ago. So, you know, it's okay to fail, right? It's okay to reach out and be told no, right? Every no you're told is one step closer to the yes that you've been waiting for. And those defining moments happen even when you don't expect them, right? So many defining moments in so many people's careers when they're actually going about the thing is not, they don't expect it, you know? Like they're just not ready for it. And looking back at it, it's just one of those amazing things for them, that everything lined up in such a way. And to end it off, you know, you're gonna have to choose. So choose wisely. Make sure that you are picking the important things, that you are sorting through the things that you do not need, that are not serving you, that are overwhelming you, and putting you into this state of urgency when you don't need to be, when you can handle your business and just be pleasant and happy while doing so, and just have yourself managed, and ultimately to just stop giving a fuck, because maybe we're all just being a little too serious in our daily lives, and it shows. for for a lot of you it shows. So that's it. You know, I'll see you next week. I'm Wild Will. This is a New Lens Book Club. If you liked it, subscribe for more. I'll catch you next time.